Hey guys, welcome back. We're here for more Arifureta Zero, and we're talking about Volume 2 of the light novel. So let's just dive right in. Leading off of the last volume, or I should say the first volume of the series, we got to see, Milady recruiting Oscar and Nyes into the Liberator fold, and that was really exciting. We got the fight with the Apostle, we got to see, the Hydra, and also, just a little bit more of, I guess, the church, and which I really do like, and we get to see more of in this volume as well. But we kind of start off the volume with Milady hearing another rumor that does sound like it could be another ancient magic user, so they kind of go to this coast, which is kind of reminiscent to one of the volumes. I believe I think it's volume 4. I think it's volume 4 or 5 of the main series. But we get to go to this island named Andica. I'm going to put it up there because I'm going to butcher it. But it's basically a pirate island for, all these degenerates, people that are wanting to run away against the church. So it's kind of like old school Australia. No, sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect Australia. But it kind of is similar to that, I guess, and, what it was meant to be like. So they go to this and they run into Myru, who is going to be the next ancient magic user that they are trying to bring to the Liberators. And I'm not going to talk too much detail about what all ensues, but there is some really good fights. We get to see, again, some more of the world opening up, giving that more world building, introducing new locations, new factions. There's kind of a I don't want to say a political system, but kind of in a way. But it's more so a structure system to this island. So there is kind of some crime organization leading it, and they have some connections not only to Myru, but also to the church. So that leads the church to get involved as well. And we also get introduced to a very prominent member of the church that's going to have a real interesting dynamic, and I think he might be one of the most intriguing characters of the series going forward, but that is, and I'm going to butcher it again, I think, so comment down below if you think, or if you know, there's a different way or a more proper way of saying it, but I think it's Laos Barn, and he is, if I remember right, he is the commander he's the captain of the Holy Templar Knights. So he's one of the biggest, or I should say, I think he's third tier highest of the Holy Templar Knights, and he is the only one in the church that is an ancient magic user. So really cool character. I love kind of how he interacts in the story. But there's also even a good battle at the very end with a surprise enemy or entity, I guess I should say, so I won't spoil it there. But getting kind of into my thoughts of the volume, again, I really enjoyed it. It's something I highlighted in the first volume review, but this author just has consistency. Whether it's with the characters interacting with each other or the fights, I think it just kind of hits on all cylinders, and it's just working right. I think some of the highlights for me are seeing just how different of a party dynamic the Liberators have versus the mainline series. It's just subtle changes, but it just, again, works so well, and it's so refreshing seeing, kind of like having, the main lead essentially as this girl that's also very annoying, and then, her two companions so far that are men, and having that at the start of the book, I guess even a little bit as the end of the last volume as well. But, seeing just how, they're able to have each other against her in a sense. And I don't know, it's just again, it's a subtle dynamic change, at the start versus the main series, but I think it just works. There is no reverse harem stuff, though. Let me put that clear. At least so far. I hope it doesn't go that direction like I did, same stance as I did with the main series, but I don't think it will. It just doesn't seem like it will, but I don't know. I said that about the main series as well. But again, having that, introduction of a new character, I think one of the things that I was a little bit worried about going into this volume is it felt like they were kind of wanting to introduce all of the Liberators as fast as he could, but, you know, in a way that still feels not rushed, right? So in the first volume, we got 2. In this volume, I guess you could say we technically got an introduction to 2, but we have an addition 1. So it seems like the pattern going forward is going to be 1 new Liberator each book until, you know, we have all of them together and then, you know, see where it goes. And I was a little bit worried about that in the sense that, you know, are we going to start seeing a shift away from, you know, building on the depth of each character, or, you know, not expanding upon the dynamic that some of them have with the addition of the new character. And I was glad and, you know, also relieved that that doesn't seem the case. At least it didn't give me that impression where, you know, things were sidelined or rushed to focus on the element that he really wanted to focus on for, you know, the next volume. And I think they just did it in a great way. And I think they also didn't rush the new character of the Liberators, or I should say the new Liberator, to make things a little bit simpler. Or maybe I should say new Ancient Magic user, just because, you know, make it more specific. But I'm really glad that, you know, it's not just that, oh, I met you and now you're going to join me, or you're going to be like full-heartedly like, oh yeah, I'll join your cause. Yeah, I'll sign up to die, be a betrayer of the world, you know, have everybody come down against me. So I really do like that, you know, for some people, you know, it may irritate them that the book is longer than like technically it has to be. But to me, I think it does a great job of keeping the pacing right, but also, you know, having that believable factor of, you know, yeah, they're going to need some time to, you know, get to know these people, have a connection with them, not want to see them go at this alone, or at least, you know, have something that propels them to eventually join with them, right? And I think they do that in an amount of time that, you know, like whether it's like 40 pages or something like that, 50 pages that, or maybe even less, I wasn't keeping track, but, you know, to showcase that passage of time of them spending together, you know, becoming more bonded. That's another point that I didn't really highlight in the first volume review, but I think they not only did it in that one, but they do it in this one too. So I'm glad for those moments as well, because it just, I get that, you know, it doesn't have to be the most realistic thing, or, you know, the most soundproof thing when you're talking about a story like this, but I think it's just nice to see authors care enough to, you know, tidy up the story as much as they can in those moments. Again, you know, just really did love the expounding upon the world, seeing new factions, seeing, like, you know, us first at the island. I'm just gonna call it the island because, again, I don't know if I'm saying the island named right. But I just really like I don't know. I guess maybe I just dig the aesthetic and also the new locale, that it's on the ocean in the middle of nowhere, and it's all these people that kind of have a common trait or a common mentality with the Liberators. So it's almost like a ripe area of like, ooh, anybody could join here, you know, technically, right? But also that means, like, you know, this is a very probably unsafe way because, you know, the church knows of this place and is also probably keeping tabs on it. So I think just the possibility that it opens up at the beginning of the book and then where it goes, I think, is very satisfying. And again, probably my biggest thing about this volume, besides Myru and her group of people, and just how all of the factions are connected and colliding with each other as the volume goes on, I really love the added focus of the church. It's something that I think we see mostly, or I guess even more so, showcased in the third volume of the series. But I think planting that seed with Barn, like Lost Barn, and also having that dynamic of somebody that may potentially turn sides and, you know, go against everything that, you know, he's kind of set up to believe. I don't know. It's like one of those things that you don't necessarily not pick it up or not see it coming. I think, you know, if you're somebody that's thinking, got the wheels turning while you're reading, or at least paying attention to what's on the page. I think those are obvious things to expect. Exactly how they turn out, may surprise you, but I don't know. I really like when seeds are sown in a way that it's like, ooh, I can't wait to see how this interaction might impact the relationship that may blossom from this, or just the next encounter might bring. But yeah, really great. There's a lot of new characters, so I can't really go over every single character that was added in this volume. It's just too much, and then even in the next volume, it's even crazier. But yeah, liked everything I read in this volume. Again, comedy's really great. I think with Myru, she's I don't know. Again, this is kind of like an added plus to the series, or just kind of showing you how much, at least I think, the series does a great job. But it really makes you hard to pick which Liberator or which character of the main group you really like, because there's just so many moments that you showcase a new character, you showcase an old character, or you showcase them working, a couple of characters working together or having a new dynamic, and it just makes you like, oh man, now they're my favorite. Like, oh man, like I wasn't thinking much about them in this moment because I was thinking about this other character, but now I'm like, I'm really into them. So, and I think another series that does that really well that we cover is Danmachi. I mean, there's so many moments with their characters that the author gives them that really just has this back and forth, and really truly feels like an ensemble cast, or at least the way an ensemble cast should feel, where everything feels like it's just on equal playing ground. I mean, obviously there's going to be some eventual favorites and whatnot, but just that division of characters I think is really well. Again, I really love seeing Oscar and Nyes together. I really like seeing Oscar and Miletti's dynamic still play out, because Oscar and Miletti were, I guess, the initial team, right? They were, even though Oscar was late to the Liberators team, right? Miletti kind of sees Oscar as her first, and not friend, but first like ally that can really be something substantial, or you kind of get what I'm saying, like actually help in a fight, or actually save her if she needs it. And I really do like how there's a specialness to that bond that's still showcased in there, but that doesn't diminish showcasing what Miletti's relationships mean for new Liberators, how she inspires them. I really do like Myru's introduction. I think Myru's introduction is maybe like the one that's like, oh shit, because she has a power that is kind of OP. I mean, all of them are OP, but the way it's showcased, it's like, oh damn, she could wreck them real fast if they don't come up with an explanation. So that's really cool. There's a really good casino moment on the island when they first get there. That's also great. I actually probably referenced that when we talked about the Danmachi Lu side story that we covered. But when I was reading that, I was thinking about the casino mentioned in this volume. But yeah, just a lot of great moments. I think there's a lot of things, again, that won't disappoint if you liked the first volume. Alright guys, so my rating for volume 2 of Arifureta Zero. This is one that, quite honestly, I liked it more than the first one. I did. I think seeing the Liberators already have somewhat of a party already organized, having Miletti, Nyes, and Oscar from the start of the volume, I think is maybe part of the reason why it's a little bit better in my book. Just building off of that dynamic we saw kind of the three of them have at the end. But also with the addition of Myru and the other characters like Laos Barn, some of the people of Andica, and just kind of how that new locale was played to its fullest. Really digged it. So for me, I'm gonna give this pure ecstasy. I really did like this book. I think so far this is my favorite volume out of the Arifureta Zero series. So definitely go pick it up. It's my recommendation for you. But I would say if you've already picked up the first volume, highly recommend the second volume. It's really great, and I can't wait to come back for the third volume, because I just shortly read the third volume. I had taken a long hiatus, and I was like, oh crap, I'm 2 volumes behind. So we'll come back for the third volume, and then it might be a little bit of a wait for the fourth volume, as I'm probably reading that right when this is released. But anyway, guys, that'll conclude this video. Again, trying to make these not so long. But if you want to go check out our other stuff, we have reviews of, I think, volume 1 to volume 8 or 9, I think, of the mainline series light novels, so you can go check that out. As well as, we're still doing Danmachi content. We got some other light novels up. I think Unwanted Undead Adventure, I think we did a little bit of talk on. I mean, we've done loads of manga, so if you're new here, we got a lot of that stuff, but we also do game stuff. We also do TV and movie stuff that's, not just Japanese things, but go check that out. We even have the gaming channel, so I'll leave all that up there so you can pick and choose. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later, and as always, peace.